So I record this. So you've probably seen, because I know you follow some people of the big coaches, but the leadership event that was in Scottsdale, Arizona. And then I've just like had all these events on my mind and like seeing coaches at them and thinking back to when I set a goal this time last year of making it to certain events and having to accept over the past year that like it might take me longer than other people and like other coaches to make it to these events, and it might take some of us longer just because of everything else that we have going on. We are at a place in life where it's not just like we're going all in, but like in a different way than someone who like quits their job and then does this every day, or gets to come home from work and then they have nothing else to worry about except working their business, studying or anything like that. So it's just different. And so it's like a disappointing thing for me to kind of like see these, and it's like I thought that I would be earning these trips by now, but then also like giving myself a reality check. It's like, okay, so how do you get it next time? And because there's no like, I didn't get it, so that doesn't mean I give up trying. It just means I try again for the next year. But I just think that as a team, we set these goals of hitting a certain rank by a day or reaching a certain event. And I think as a team, like we have a very good relationship as a team, and like we're checking in every week, and I think we help each other a lot. But in respect to these big goals that we have with making to the events and rank advancements, I think that we need a better check-in system or a better power hour system to where we are truthfully not just talking about it and motivating each other, but like doing the actions together to make these things happen. And this is like, and making this like a weekly thing, whether it's during our call or not. And the problem with like doing it during our call is like sometimes when people get new coaches and then they come on the call and then it's not as beneficial for them to be on the call because they're kind of like, what are we doing? And so as our team grows and we have new coaches, and I want them to feel comfortable coming on the team call and like getting a really good training. So that's my problem with like doing it as our team call time. And so I don't know if that means like pairing up within our small like group team, or having a separate day on like a Sunday or something where we take a half hour and get on together and just do some sort of action hour and reporting numbers, and just having a very solidified way to be tracking what we're working for. Because I know that so many people on our team have the goal of going diamond. And it's like, so I got a Success Club partner within the diamond group that I'm in. And every week we get on a call, and like last week we did a power hour. So I sent like voice messages. We just muted ourselves and we sent voice messages at the same time. And then we checked back in and like, okay, let's do this next. And like, I think I just forgot about the impact that kind of accountability makes and has on our business, because it just like at that point it created momentum for me because I did it. And then I was like, okay, that wasn't that bad. I got it done. So the next night I'm like, I should do another little stint like that. And so I went through last night and I had like, I did more than what we did on the power, but I did like 25 people, I want to say, and I sent a voice message to them. And like, I'm going all voice message right now. And then my follow-up is with a text or like using words, because I want people to get to know me. I want people to hear my voice. And I think just like that is the best way to show how genuine you are in what you're saying. And it doesn't sound so robotic. It doesn't sound so, scripted to someone else listening to it. And then if they don't answer, I follow up with a message just asking them, hey, did you get a chance to listen to that? And just like, I've been kind of joking about, like, I don't know if people listen to me talking or listen to voice message when they get them. So I just wanted to make sure, something like that. And have I gotten like a huge response so far? No. But then again, I've only made it through like probably a total of 45 people. And so that's a very small percentage of like my followers list. And so I was going through my followers. But the point is that having that like solidified hour every single week that we are solely focusing on, because we've tried something like this in the team calls and like reporting numbers and all of that. But there's so many other things to talk about on team calls. Like there's announcements and there's programs coming up and there's new coaches and stuff like that, that I think it just kept getting pushed aside. So if we have a certain time where like this is our time where we go around and we say, this is my volume for this leg, this is my volume for this leg on this day, this is my goal for next week. And just like being very focused on it and transparent about it and taking action steps to like that actually relate to our goals. So like, let's say someone on the team who their goal is diamond. So they're more going for like number of coaches. And so maybe that week, like they're reporting numbers, or like, I have 2 coaches in this leg, I have 3 coaches on this leg. Next week, I'm going to have this many and this many. I'm like, this one's going to be diamond. And you have a strategy for, okay, I can predict where I'm going to be at next week based on the work I put in. And then also based on the success that I'm helping my coaches have. Or like for me, where income is a really big goal of mine right now. Yes, I want to rank advanced, but like primarily I'm trying to grow my income. So I need volume. So looking at my volume numbers, and this is something that I like said to my success partner that I wanted to keep track of. Cause like sometimes I'm just like afraid to look at it. And because I'm like, oh, it was crappy this week. I didn't sign anybody up, and then it's just like, I don't look at it. It's like what you do with your bank account when you're like, oh, I have no money in there. I'm just not going to look and forget about it. Like everybody does that. And I do that with my paycheck a lot. Like this week, I didn't sign anybody up this past week, and I was afraid to look at my bank account. I didn't look until yesterday or Saturday. It was a lot bigger than what I thought, actually, because I had some team cycle, and then there were some customers that I haven't talked to in a long time who ordered something. And then so I had some commission in there. So I was like pleasantly surprised. But like that's not how I should be running my business, where it's like a surprise. I should know exactly what's coming through. I should know exactly how I got there. And that's a responsibility that I need to take in my own business. And that's what I want to encourage everybody else to do. And so I think having that accountability and doing that every single week, and just having those really actionable, measurable numbers that we're reporting and working towards, I think is going to help us as a team move closer to where a lot of us want to be. So that's what I kind of wanted to get some insight on as to like how you wanted to plan that into our already busy schedules. I understand that. But, we have to remember that we got some really big goals in this business. We have all expressed to each other we have some really big goals. And so that's going to take some sacrifice. And, whether it's just a half hour or 40, we can only go, if there's a lot of us on, we can only go like 40 minutes anyway. But I mean, probably like maybe a weekend would work best if it's like in the morning, if it's Sunday night after like an accountability call or something, staying up. It's that extra half hour, stay up an extra half hour later to just report our numbers for that week. But I think it would be good for us to like have that way to come together and really be very focused as a team and know where we're all at, because we are growing as a team, like we want to be a 5-star team by this time next year. And we want 5-star teams underneath that. But like, that's a team effort. And so I feel like we're just very separated. We're very focused, and we all kind of have our own track, and we know what we need to do. And I feel like that is something that I've loved watching within you and, Jordan and Abby and everybody. Like we kind of like have our ebbs and flows, and we've learned how to navigate them. And like you and Lindsay specifically kind of have had stuff going on in your life where you just like needed to figure it out. But like, I love that both of you had reached out and said like, this is where I'm at. Like, I'm not done. I'm not quitting. I just need some time to just figure it out. And you knew how to do that. And that's amazing, because like, think back to you a year ago or 2 years ago. Like, would you have been able to manage that, or would you have just thrown in the towel and said like, I'm done, I just can't do this. This isn't the time for me. And So that's a really cool thing to see. And so as much as like we are so focused and so determined on making our goals happen in this business, and that's cool to watch, I think we are still very like separated in it. We're having our check-in talking about other things, but I think we need to have a better check-in and a close-knit group of the things that we're actually working towards, you know, those very specific business goals, to help us make that happen. Because I hear that from coaches all the time, that it's just like once you actually get clear and you relate it to anything, once you get clear in your finances and you really look at them and you keep track of them, then they get better, you know, and you keep track of where your time is going, then your time management gets better. We just have to like be very definitive about it and talk about it and share it and be transparent, and then help each other work towards improving it. So, yeah, I don't really know like if I have a question at this point about it, but I just wanted to like give a heads up on, I think that needs to happen in order for some coaches on our team to finish diamond by the end of the year, or in order for, you know, us to grow our incomes to where we want it to be. So that's kind of where my head's at with our team, and how I feel like we can progress and not get to this point next year and we're like, okay, we had all this vision, we had all this excitement about it, we were doing the things, but then like, why have we not progressed and why have we not grown? Because there's no reason why we can't. Even over the next couple of months, like there's no reason why we can't have some major growth within our team over the next couple of months. But I think coming together a team is going to be necessary. Thoughts from you, Kelsey?
I think that's a great idea. I think that's something that I've noticed specifically when it comes to, like you said, the events and everything. There's a lot of people who have multiple people on their teams there.
Mm-hmm.
And I always see they're like, oh yeah, we just got off of our, because I do follow. I know we're not supposed to follow a lot of people, but I can't help it.
No, it's okay. You got it sometimes.
But I see people talking about, like we have this mastermind call or something, or we have this accountability group, but just for the business side of it. Mm-hmm. And I agree. I think that we all kind of have our own goals and path, but I think like I've been thinking about this a lot lately, actually, and like how I think that I like seeing other people succeed, and I know that in order for everyone else to succeed, I need to be putting in the work as well. And so that was like something that I was really like concerned about, that when I lost my Emerald status. So I'm like, oh crap, like what does this mean for Logan? Like that was my first thought. And I think that needs to start to be kind of our first thoughts, because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be signed up, you know? And I think that it's important also to like worry about ourselves, but I think it's important too to worry about everybody else and not just focus on our own goals. So I really like that idea of kind of having something, because I feel like then it'll make sure that we do it, because sometimes, like you said, you don't want to look at it, but you need to look at it. Mm-hmm. But then too, I think it'll, like for me personally, I think I just would check it every single day, like multiple times a day. And I feel like that's not healthy either. Mm-hmm. So I think that would kind of balance that out.
Right. Yeah, no, that's a good point. And I've, always bring it back to like the team, and we grow together as a team. And yes, certain people's ranks like determine other people's ranks. And I've never wanted anyone to like feel that pressure, but there is a sense of like accountability in it too. It's like, you know, we're helping each other so much that, you know, and we're a team and we're rising together. So when you fall and you kind of let it go, then yeah, the team comes down a little bit, not only in the numbers, but like in momentum and just energy, you know, like we know how much fun we have when we get 5-6 people on our team call and we're like, this is amazing, we're going to crush it, you know? And so when someone, starts to fall a little bit, then you lose both of those things. And so I think that accountability is really important, because we are a team and there is a sense of responsibility within the team aspect. You know, you do your role and it doesn't only benefit the team, but it benefits your business too. But it takes it kind of outside of yourself. So that's a really good point. And I think that's going to be really helpful for all of us because it sounds like, and I'm excited because like, yes, you still have school going on and all that, but like Lindsay's kind of in a place right now and hopefully she watches this later. Hey, I'm talking about you. But she has been really struggling with her jobs and figuring out, like, she's like, I want to make Beachbody more of a full-time thing. And her immediate response was, like, to all of the stress was like, she just needed to like take a break, whatever. And I was just talking about how, like, if that's truly what you want and you want Beachbody to become a bigger part of your life, stepping away from it is not going to get you any closer to making that happen. And so I just like I loved her post that she did today. Like it sounds like she's taking some hours away from Suntan City, and then so she can put more time into the coaching business. So that was really cool to see. So everybody is kind of like figuring out their stuff, but like in some way we all are still tied to this, and like this is something we care about, and so we want to make this happen for each other and for ourselves. And so I think finishing out the year implementing this is going to really help us go into the new year like feeling good about the numbers, feeling good about how to track our numbers, and so like 2020 we can just crush it because we're so in a habit of looking every week and knowing exactly what's going to happen and knowing how many people we need to sign up and how we're going to make that happen. So yeah, we could even, depending on the response from everybody else, like start and do it like on the Sunday or something, if that works for everybody, like Sunday, and like start it ASAP. But we can kind of take a poll and see what works for people. But yeah, I wanted to like get some insight if you'd be down for that, and feel like that would be beneficial and make it everyone's responsibility to like make sure it happens, even if we have to change the day one week or something like that like we all take responsibility for like, hey, we haven't done this in a couple of weeks, or we had to cancel Sunday. We need to schedule another time to do this. Like, I need this, and we need to record our numbers. We need to share our numbers, and we need to help each other. Cool. So I'm glad you think that's like going to be beneficial. I think so too. So I'll share this like recording with everybody, and then have everybody like comment like when would work, what time frame do you want, and like post what is your biggest goal that you can track right now as far as like rank or volume. So just we have something in our head that we're like looking at over the next week and that we're going to share. Cool. Okay. So I will kind of hash out some details with that and figure that out with everybody. Awesome. Okay. So while we're on just us two, and I will